Good morning and welcome to Saturday morning in partly cloudy Central Texas. I just got out of my, we call it open gym. Saturday morning is not typically an organized class anymore, but gotta show up if you're gonna have any improvement. I worked on dagger forms. I ran through part of chin, although it's like somebody was doing something that takes up a fair amount of space, and someone else was doing something with a sword, and then 4 other people were doing jiu-jitsu, and it's like, okay, I don't want to get in anyone's way, so I wound up going in the lobby, where I could have my phone on the table there, and I could put my hand on the table for a few moves that have the potential to make me dizzy. And that's okay, because if I don't fall, it doesn't matter if I'm on the padding or not. Frequently, I'm doing things that make me feel like I could fall. And then when it was time, I got my shoes and socks on to leave, and I came out and dropped the jar that I had brought coffee in today. I mean, just enough, right? I don't drink a lot of coffee, so I try to enjoy it when I do. But the fun thing was, glass jar, plastic lid. Look which one came out unscathed. But I'm running low on the plastic lids, especially when they disappear into someone else's space where, they're so useful. And I think the lids get brittle over time because I wash them in the dishwasher with everything else. So I think it's time to go find more lids. And they're probably available on Amazon. I usually just pick them up locally. But you know what? If you're having a reasonable day wherever you are, get that exercise in that you need. I'm a little tired right now. My keys are already in the ignition. And I probably need to head over to the tire place and have them sort out why one of my tires is sending there's a problem signal to the dash. Because the tire emblem was lit up all the way here. And I stopped before I even got out of my neighborhood and walked around it, looked at all my tires. They looked fine. But we've had some cold nights, so I'll have them check the pressure. And it may be that I have a bad valve stem again. That's something that happens occasionally. But Discount Tire runs, air check and putting air in for free. I don't know if they are everywhere, but there's enough of their stores throughout at least my part of Texas. Places I am likely to be. If I'm in Taylor and get a tire pressure issue, then I'd probably wind up over at Tires to You on 79. But I'm in Round Rock, and there's a Discount Tire just along the road, and turn left and make like a circuitous route to the service road. If I went in by the Target and then go around through that retail shopping center. I mean, there's Target over there, there's Michael's over there. And for a while, one of the larger locations was an outdoor store, but they closed. There's some really good sushi to be had over there. Japanese food and other kinds of food, depending what you like. Taking a few shreds off. I just put this particular set of tapes on this morning. Of course, I was in there doing things that kind of pick up the edges, and then I wind up with threads that are loose. I don't want them to look icky. I can always take an alcohol wipe off if it starts to get dirty along the edge, but I think that's my next stop is to go over to the discount tire. So yeah, I might make some more video in a bit. Y'all be good. Okay, it only took a few minutes to get over here. Along the way, I pulled the bands out of my hair. I tend to pull this mess all pretty tight when I'm getting ready before class. And then I can't wait to get the bands out of my hair after class. But like many, I'm not the only one to need some air after we've had a few cool nights. Like I said, though, the cold front should be over. And anyone who's got a tire pressure sending unit. Now, mine does not say which tire does it. Rick's does. Loki. And Loki got his truck back. He's so thrilled. The body shop took care of his bent step and the smush to the door and the paint, and it looks good. But yeah, all the way down here I had this tire pressure sensor alert on the dash. It's actually a pretty normal alert. And I imagine half these folks, if they don't already have a soft tire, they probably also have these alerts. You lose a little air on cold nights after a long hot summer. And they take enough time per vehicle that I can probably get my sweater off. There we go. Yeah, it's warming up now. It's 10:30. I put it in park before doing that because I figured I might conceivably have my foot slip around on the brake. I'll put it back in gear in just a minute. Oh, Actually, lean over here now. Eventually I need to pair this thing to my phone. It's the thing that allows you to just take pictures and give you a remote shutter button. Not sure what I tore nail on, but I'll hit that with an emery board in a little bit. I got the snuggy place off. Someone's coming along with one or another kind of handheld device, checking with cars, asking them questions. Now, before Tires to You opened up in Hutto, I used to get all my tires pretty much at Discount Tire, either this one or the one up in Georgetown. But there have been frequent enough occasions when they just didn't have the tire we wanted. That's okay, no one can carry everything. But, you know, if you need something, especially if you have a particularly expensive tire and you want to match it because you got it shredded on some debris on the road, you know, you call around and you find where you can get what you actually want. Now, these folks right here at this particular shop in Round Rock have been known to do things like find a valve stem problem and change it out without saying a word. And it wasn't even the valve stem, it was the pin down the center of the valve stem, the functional part. But that's cool. They took care of me. And when a company takes care of you, you gotta shout them out. Now, the guy who's going around I think he's checking the pressure so they can isolate the ones that actually need air before that customer rolls up. And I hope these people are customers. I hope they come around when they actually are spending money instead of just getting the free air check. They've got a couple of trucks full of tires that are getting unloaded. I'm still taking little shreds off the edges of these tapes. I like KT tapes. Just lately they've been great for a little tendonitis along the thumb. It hurts from here down onto here. It hurts a little less now because I've had considerable time that I've had this tendon taped. I wish I'd thought of doing this the way I did it sooner. Because this feels like it's working for me. I don't have quite the bunching up right here that I'd had before. I cut the edge of a tape and ran it from the top of one side across the thumb. There's the slit that I made that's at the thumb. And it comes across here to the top of the other side. That's on almost as a chevron. And if you have a smallish problem and KT tapes seem like an expensive way to handle it, make sure you watch their videos about how to use the tapes correctly. Whether you're taping a thumb, wrist, shoulder, knee, make sure you're not wasting the tape just pasting on lots of pieces. This may seem like a lot, but it's just 2 pieces of tape that I cut in half and trimmed and made this little slit right there. And now I don't have this bunching up that I had trying to do it the other way. This was not in their instructions, but I did it and it worked. Because when you're using a half strip of tape, you really want to make sure you're doing it well. And there, check pressure on the little hatchback in front of me. It's a Nissan Rogue. It's a cousin to my vehicle. I'm gonna shut the camera down now.